A young woman is imprisoned in a room in a large stately home, later revealed to be New Carfax Abbey. She escapes her room and, despite the pleas of the search party, hangs herself from the staircase. In present-day New York City, struggling artist Evelyn Evie Jackson makes a living freelancing for a catering business with her best friend Grace. Evie takes a DNA test after her mother's death, discovering she has a distant cousin in England named Oliver Alexander. She meets Oliver, who tells her the scandal of her great-grandmother, Emmeline, who had a secret child with a black footman. Oliver invites Evie to an upcoming family wedding in England. She arrives in Whitby at the New Carfax Abbey, where she meets the Lord of the Manor, Walter DeVille, Mrs. Swift, a longtime maid of the estate, and DeVille's devoted butler, Mr. Field. Evie also meets the rest of the Alexander family and the maids of honor, friendly Lucy and condescending Victoria. During her stay, Evie and Walter develop a mutual attraction. Meanwhile, throughout the house, several housemaids, under the stewardship of Mr. Field, vanish after being attacked by an unseen force. One night, Evie sees an apparition in her bedroom. The next day, she sneaks into Walter's office and discovers that he had been researching her before her arrival. She confronts him and threatens to leave, but the two reconcile and have sex. The family hosts a rehearsal dinner, where Evie expects to finally meet the bride and groom. Instead, Walter announces that he and Evie are to be wed. Mr. Field slits a maid's throat and serves her blood in wine glasses to Walter, Lucy, and Victoria, who are all revealed to be vampires. Walter explains that Evie's ancestors, the Alexanders, are one of the three families who, for centuries, have each offered one of their women to become his wife in exchange for protection and wealth. Victoria, Lucy, and Emmeline were wedded to him, but Emmeline killed herself due to her guilt of killing humans, and due to the loss of her love, Evie's great-grandfather, and their infant son. The Alexander family had trouble finding a female member until they tracked down Evie. Evie is imprisoned in the cellar and visited by Lucy and Victoria. Victoria admits that she was the apparition that Evie had seen, and reveals Dee, an imprisoned maid, who disappeared days earlier. Victoria locks Evie inside a coffin, but she is freed by Mrs. Swift, who was friends with Emmeline. Evie hides in an ice house in the estate's grounds where she discovers the bodies of the maids and of Mrs. Swift, who has been killed by Mr. Field. Evie escapes into town and asks an elderly couple for help. They reveal themselves to be Jonathan and Mina Harker, who work for DeVille, and they knock Evie unconscious. She wakes to find herself with DeVille, who is feeding on Imogen, another maid. He reveals himself to be Dracula. Evie is forced to wed DeVille, while Dee is tied up next to the altar as a sacrifice. As they finish exchanging vows, Evie bites DeVille's arm, consuming his blood, and instantly transforms into a vampire. She sets the wedding chapel on fire, stabs him in the heart, which rapidly ages him, and flees with Dee. Victoria ambushes Evie, before Lucy intervenes. The two vampires fight until Lucy impales both Victoria and herself on a spear, turning them both into ashes. Evie is then attacked by Mr. Field, but she overpowers and kills him. Finally, Evie is attacked by DeVille, who grabs her by the throat. She breaks free by severing his wrist and kicks him into the flames, killing him. She loses her powers due to his death and returns to her human form. Evie escapes as the manor is. 2 weeks later, in London, Evie and Grace have tracked down Oliver, who prepares to flee after having paid off the police. The two women intend to kill him for tricking Evie and being complicit in the murders committed by the vampires.